Hello and welcome back to my channel, and today we're still going to go through our I'm almost done actually. I only have a very few things to show off left in my collection, and we're getting there. We're getting there. And then it should be update videos from here on out, plus a few things here and there. But if you are keen on what is going on in my background and you have a good eye, and you know by now after 40 something videos what's usually behind me, you kind of know what we're going to be looking at today. And of course, today that is the statues of my collection in their various forms. Now, I've got a couple of really, really good ones. Why don't I start off with the ones that I still keep in their boxes? And of course, those are, and you see them up here, but you don't really get to see them. But that is, of course, I have the 20th anniversary Modern Sonic. This has never actually come out of its box, or at least not since I've owned it. I picked this up in a set off of a buy-sell group that I'm part of. It happened to come up, and I was like, great price. I want it. So I bought it, and they sent it to me. So I was able to get this. Someday I will have it displayed as I would normally do. And then I have got the 20th or 25th, excuse me, anniversary classic Sonic. Now these both are from Japan itself. I don't believe this was ever marketed in the US. I think you had to be there to be able to get these. But of course, like most things, like most collectors, people acquire them. They come overseas, and they end up in the hands of people like me. So we have got those. I'm just going to set these aside. Yes, I'm putting them down here for the moment, but they're not staying there. Trust me, they're not staying there. And of course, the most recent addition to my collection was the Diamond Select Sonic movie, or movie Sonic statue from the first movie. Kind of wondering what they'll come out with for the second movie. Again, this was something that was really small. I was not expecting it to be this small, but that's okay because it just takes up a little less room and means I get more room to collect and display things with. Okay, and then next, now, this one was funny. Of course, this was by Diamond Select Gallery, and it's actually not the only thing that I have from Diamond Select. I actually have two more items from them. The first one is this really awesome Sonic statue, and this is a PVC model. Oh, I was just dusting, and it looks like I missed a spot. That is okay, but because I can dust it later. But this was kind of funny because I got both this one and if I can grab it, I got the Tails one that came out right at the same time. Now, it was interesting because this was at a GameStop. That was what they call a 50-50 store. So 50% of its games, 50% of its collectibles. And they had both of these on hand at the time. And I had been there a couple of times, but man, I told him, man, I want to get this. I want to get this. So one day, I finally picked it up. They had both. And I said, okay, I'm going to get it. And the person opens the cabinet they were being held in because these were on display out of their box, and then it was put back in their box for me. But she's like, okay, so here we go, and I'm like, what? I just kind of go, both of them. And she's like, oh, okay. So I was able to grab on to both of these items. I'm really happy to have them in my collection. They're a great addition, like a phenomenal addition. And then last but not least, this was my very first item that I picked up from this company, but I absolutely love it. I'm always very, very careful with it because it's not really replaceable, but I got that First for Figures. I forget what exactly they called it. I tried to look up at the box to see, but it's of course the classic Sonic running through the goalpost, and I opted for the exclusive edition that also had these rings. And on the bottom side, there's, I don't know if you can see it, but that's right here. There's a little switch, and this actually turns on the rings, so it this way. So, oh, it's going to be awful on there. I can already tell. But him running through the rings, and of course the rings in the game, this sparkly ring, actually sparkled in the ring. And of course, when you collected at the time, when you collected, it was either 50 rings or 100 rings. I think back then it was 100 rings. Each of the goalposts would have one of these, and this is how you would enter into a special stage through them to collect a Chaos Emerald. So I saw it. I was like, yeah, it's a good price. I think it was like $120 after taxes and shipping. And I said, yep, I'm getting this. This is going to be mine. As a matter of fact, they are not out yet. But one of the unboxings that I'm going to do is later this year is a statue set from First for Figures. Now, this one also came from First for Figures. So they came out with the Shadow and Super Shadow statues. They are in resin, so they are probably going to be a little weighty, and they are going to be very fragile, or at least as far as I'm concerned, they will be fragile. Other people may disagree with that. There will be an unboxing of those when they come in. But for now, these 6 items are the only items that I have that are statue related in my collection so far. Now, that does not mean that I don't want to get the other statues in the First Figure line, but that is down the road because they are quite pricey, especially because they are a limited edition. And if you don't get them right straight out of the gate, you're going to end up with a whole lot of people trying to scalp the crap out of them. So just bear and keep that in mind when going for a First for Figure statue. You really want to try. I mean, if you have the money to spend the exorbitant prices, and some people will argue that First for Figure merchandise is exorbitant in the first place, coming straight from the company. I disagree with that. I think they're very high quality and worth the price. But if you really want to collect the rest of them, kind of like what I do, you are going to want to make sure you have a lot of money on hand because some of these things are quite expensive to get because scalpers are a thing and they love their money and they love to make an exorbitant amount of money on these things, especially when they're limited edition. But I will eventually get all of them. And as far as any new ones coming out from that company, I intend on keeping up with them as much as possible. And that is anything that comes out Sonic related. So, with that said, I must bid you adieu because that is all I have for you in this video. I will see you soon in the next one. Next one, I'll be working on that one, figuring out what I want to feature next. And of course, my update video for the collection in general will not be posting until the 4th of April. Okay, so have a good one, everyone, and we'll see you real soon.